at the Ajenkotoko onion market a day after a violent clash between Nigerian onion traders and Ghanaian onion traders. Now, according to the Ghanaian onion traders, the confrontation was triggered by what they believe is a growing deliberate attempt by Nigerians to infiltrate and dominate the onion business here at Ajenkotoko. What they say is deeply affecting their livelihoods.
There was a misunderstanding, that excuse between the Ghanaian.
Hello guys, how are you all doing today? Let's talk about the onion traders brouhaha that has been going on. Do you know this measure step taken by Nigerians have actually affected the livelihood of Ghanaians? Yes, it has affected the livelihood of Ghanaians, because for Nigerians to boycott their onion, guys, it has affected them. For them to come out and be crying, oh no, Nigerians, how can you do something like that to us? How can you do something like that to us? But guys, mind you, they admitted that they were the ones that started it. They were not expecting Nigerians to retaliate like that. I love this for Nigerians. When you keep pushing Nigerians, you don't want them to retaliate. Once as Nigerians retaliate, others become the victim. They start accusing Nigerians. Oh, Nigerians who did this. Oh, Nigerians who did that. Oh, Nigerians who did that. Guys, does that even make sense? Does it make sense? Anyway, if you're new to my channel, you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your comment. All Nigerians want is Nigerians are preacher of pan-Africanism. Nigerians will never hate on another African. If you see Nigerians retaliating like this, it means these people, they have hooked them too much. No. I don't want to say a lot, guys. Please just take a look and watch this video.
Our Ghanaian counterparts and our Nigerian counterparts at the other section.
What caused that misunderstanding?
Oh, it's about our trade. That is, the Nigerians are trying to take over our market with inferior goods and lower prices, making us running out of business.
So I do know that you import from Burkina Faso, Niger, and Nigeria. Are you having troubles with these two, or are you having troubles with the other two, or it's just Nigerians for now?
It's only Nigerians that we have trouble.
So you're not having problems with Burkina Faso, Niger?
At all, not at all.
How much is this particular sack of onions going for?
A sack of onions goes between 600 to 1,000 cedis, depending on the quality of the onion.
Okay, and how much are your Nigerian counterparts selling this?
Oh, they have inferior goods that they can sell as much as 400, 500. We have a number of cars that are supposed to come per week, but we realize that the number of cars coming is far more, about 3 times the number we expecting. So we decided to take action, that is stopping the cars from offloading. By so doing, the Nigerian called their Nigerian counterparts back at Nigeria to tell them that we've stopped them from offloading their goods. They too take a decision by stopping our cars, our trucks over there from coming. As I'm speaking to you, we'll have about 70 trucks on Nigeria stopping. The goods are there for about a week.
And these are perishable goods.
These are perishable goods. It's not easy. This is people's livelihood. This is people's properties.
The police have been deployed in the area as business resumes today. They're standing at vantage points, ensuring safety and security of traders and buyers. Traders are calling on authorities to step in and enforce existing trading regulations to prevent further clashes and ensure fairness in the market. For Joy News, I'm Adobe Asare.
These are Ghanaian citizens, traders who are complaining about Nigerians trying to take over their market, that Nigerians are selling inferior goods. You know, they try to create excuses why Nigerians should not be allowed into their market. The fear of domination. You see, this is the reason why Nigeria is having issues in Ghana, South Africa, and so many other countries in Africa. The lack of capacity to compete with Nigerians when it comes to business. You know, these traders are just talking about Nigerians coming into their market, offloading more than the required quantities of trucks of tomatoes and onions in their respective markets. They also said Nigerians are selling inferior goods. The last time I checked, I don't know if they're inferior tomatoes. What I know about is they're either organic or non-organic produce. So, you know, what these guys are doing, these Ghanaians, is that they want to create an excuse because they do not have the capacity to compete when it comes to business or trade with the Nigerians. Nigerians have efficiency when it comes to production. Even we Nigerians from the southern part of the country cannot compete with our northerners. Our fellow citizens who are from the northern part of the country when it comes to agricultural produce. That is why the southern part of the country will have left agriculture for the northerners in Nigeria to produce, because we do not have the capacity to compete. The northerners in Nigeria produces almost like the Europeans. They are very, very efficient in the production of agricultural produce. So these Ghanaians creating excuses that Nigerians are trying to take over their market by selling inferior goods, by trying to undercut them with prices, is absolutely ridiculous. You can see the guy saying this. The guy is just saying this because he knows he cannot compete. He said Nigerians are selling the bag of onions for 400 Ghana cedis, while they are selling for 600 to 1,000. You can see where the problem is coming from. These guys wants to sell at extravagant prices, astronomical prices to their Ghanaians. Why Nigerians are selling at a more affordable prices for the Ghanaians, but they don't like it, and they decide to shut down Nigerian trailers or trucks coming into Ghana. And Nigeria are reciprocated by holding up Ghanaian trucks in Nigeria, who wanted to take their goods to Ghana. You see, one thing I don't seem to get with Africans and African leaders is this: every country on the continent have signed the Africa Continental Free Trade Zone. There's the ECOWAS Charter. The Africa Continental Free Trade Zone ensures that goods and services must be moved and sold within Africa freely without any form of taxes imposed on them. But you see, Africans don't read. That is a problem. A lot of them do not understand treaties signed by the government. They just they want to protect their economy. Protectionism is the issue here. They lack the capacity to compete. That is what is happening here. Ghanaians cannot compete with Nigerians when it comes to business. So they comes out with frivolous, fabricated acrimonies about Nigerian by trying to create a story to suit their justification for carrying out a certain actions. You can clearly see that this guy does not have the capacity, and his fellow Ghanaians does not have the capacity. He is saying that Nigeria is trying to take over their market by undercutting them in price. I am not surprised. We're having the same issue in South Africa. Nigerians go to South Africa and become successful, and South Africans are very angry at it. South Africans are not complaining about those who are majority in their prison, the Mozambicans, the Zimbabweans, the Lesothos, and the Malawis. These people are more in prison in South Africa than Nigerians. But because Nigerians is the most successful ones, Nigerians are the one they can easily seize and target. That is what the South Africans are doing the same. Exactly with the Ghanaians. They cannot compete on an equal level field with the Nigerians. So they try to create excuses. They did that with the spare parts business, with the electronic business in their country. They cannot compete with Nigeria when it comes to trade. So guy, you are just talking absolutely nonsense. They asked him if he had issues with the Burkina Faso and the people from Niger Republic. He said no, because those people cannot outpace them when it comes to trade. The only ones that is giving them headache is the Nigerians. That is why they want Nigerians out of the market. But I don't see that happening, because they will suffer consequences of the action. Ghana does not produce what she consumes. Over 80 to 90% of what Ghana eats are imported from outside the shores of Ghana. Ghana is an import-based economy, be it in the electronics, be it in the service industry, be it in the agricultural product. They don't produce what they consume. So they don't have the capacity to shut down Nigerians traders from coming into Ghana. If Nigeria retaliated, there will be serious consequences on the Ghanaian nation and the Ghanaian economy. Thank you.
And I just want to say thank you so much for watching my videos. If this is your first time popping up on my video, please don't forget to subscribe, and I say thank you so much. See you guys. I really don't have a lot to say, but whatever is going on, I just want peace between Ghana and Nigeria. To be honest, I want peace. This fighting left and right, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So it doesn't make sense. There is no profit in fighting. But if you guys can coexist, I don't know, the problem is not from Nigeria. The problem is here. Nigerians want to come, they push them back. Nigerians wants to be closer. You and Nigerians can become a better country, can become a beautiful, you and Nigerians can build. Where is this hatred coming from? Where is this hatred from Ghanaians coming from? Ghanaians, you people have to change. Oh, you guys have to change. Anyway guys, see you guys, bye.